Welcome back to Q13 News this morning. Washington's new distracted driving law has been in effect for about 56 hours, and people have a lot of questions. And they're tweeting us and Facebooking us. It's a lot.
And admittedly, we have some questions too, and we're the ones doing this story. You still have some time to get your questions in. Head over to our Q13 Fox Facebook page. We're going to be doing a Facebook Live right after this segment. And joining us to answer all of these questions from you, we have Captain Monica Alexander with Washington State Patrol. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
I think.
Okay. We have a lot of questions, and these are from our Facebook page, starting with Patty. She wants to know if you can get pulled over for taking a sip of or drinking coffee, water, that kind of thing.
So I think that has been the biggest question people want to know. When that was added in, people became very uncomfortable about that piece of it. What it is we want people to be safe on the highway, no matter what, right? So if you're distracted, so not taking a sip of your coffee and continuing to drive, but if you're taking a sip of your coffee and you're traveling across 2 or 3 lanes or even out of your lane and causing collisions, absolutely, you can get a ticket for that. But we're not just going to drive by and see someone having a sip of coffee, pull them over, give them a ticket. Not to mention that's a secondary offense and not a primary. You have to be breaking the law and drinking your coffee.
So that makes sense.
So I'm assuming the same would apply potentially for if I'm smoking a cigarette or an e-cigarette?
Absolutely. So all of the grooming issues or anything aside from the electronic device, that's a secondary issue.
This was an interesting question we got from Ronnie. Ronnie says that she operates a bus. She wants to know, it used to be okay to call 911 or communicate with dispatch while they were stopped in traffic to let them know if they're running late.
Right.
Can they still do that? Because a lot of this law is, I'm at a stoplight, so does that still apply? So you say yes.
Transit drivers are exempt.
Transit drivers.
So transit drivers. So not my, if I'm in my personal vehicle and I'm driving down the road, I cannot use my cell phone even if I'm stopped at a light. I have to actually pull off out of the flow of traffic and use my cell phone.
Okay. What if I'm not a transit driver and I need to call 911 and I'm at a stoplight?
You can use it. Anyone can call 911 at any time.
Okay.
And you won't be in trouble for that. However, if you get pulled over and you haven't called 911, and we will know, that could be a problem.
Because you can check.
You can check.
We know who calls into 911.
Good point.
That's a good one.
Don't lie.
All right, so Sean has a question, and Sean wants to know if his phone is turned off, completely turned off, can he pick it up? Can he do anything with it? Can he be holding it in his hand?
I have a question. Why? To answer, I'm sorry, you don't answer a question with a question. No, you may not. The law says you may not hold your cell phone in your hand while driving. So it doesn't really make sense why you'd want to pick it up unless you're just throwing it away. And then you're littering, so don't do that. Don't throw it out the window. So the bottom line is no. I mean, there's no reason to have your cell phone if you're not using it.
Charlotte had a good question about GPS. A lot of people use GPS on their phone. Some of us went and bought those phone holders. So she wants to know if I'm using GPS and it's in the holder, is that okay?
As long as you're not maneuvering it, you know, you get the one touch. So the one touch means to wake your phone up if you have to do it that way. I mean, a lot of us can talk to our phone and our phone will wake up and respond to us. But if you have to do the one touch and you do that, that's fine. But again, you know, we watch you for a couple of minutes before we pull you over normally. So if you're, you know, figuring it out and punching in addresses, we got you.
Yeah.
So yes, in the holder, while you're listening to your phone talk to you or you can see it, that is acceptable. It's holding the phone, it's maneuvering the phone, it's watching videos, it's playing video games. I know you think that doesn't happen, but it does.
Wow.
Texting, and just think, all of our safety is in danger when those type of things happen. So we don't want you to do that.
You talked about transit folks being exempt potentially in some of these circumstances. Who else might be exempt? Are there other people that are exempt?
And I know no one's going to like this answer, but emergency responders are exempt. And however, the State Patrol has a policy where we're supposed to use Bluetooth as well. A lot of our newer vehicles have that built into the vehicle. So we are doing everything we can not to do that. Once in a while, you know, you've got an emergency, you have to call radio for more details on a call or something. But for the most part,
So fire, ambulance, transit,
emergency
law
responders.
Enforcement, any of those folks. And I'm assuming on duty, not just off duty.
Not off duty.
Yeah.
Not off duty. Okay. Absolutely not.
All right, I have to ask about animals in the car. A lot of us have dogs. They can be very distracting, especially if they're excited, they've got their head out the window. I'm wondering if that can count as distracted driving if you're, you know, turning around, you're being distracted. So
so that's the dangerously distracted. That falls under the second category for the secondary offense.
Awesome. Well, we have a lot more questions, and Tyler is right now over on Facebook, so we're going to ask you to come with us and continue this conversation.
I'm excited to do so.
With our Facebook audience. So, Captain Monica Alexander, thank you for being here on television.
Thank you so much.
And if you have more questions, head over to our Facebook page right now. We'll try to answer as many of them as we possibly can. Bill, over to you.